हरे रामेति कृष्णेति नाम संकीर्तनं सदा लोकक्षेमाय कुर्वन्तं प्रेमिकं सद्गुरुं भजे मन्दसूनुं राधिकां च भावयन्तं सदा एकं गुरुदेवं तं कृष्णप्रेमरसप्रदं कलये सुन्दराकारं सदैकप्रियदर्शनम् अज्ञाननाशकं देवं सद्गुरुं मुरलीधरं मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् प्रह्लाद नारद पराशर पुंडरीक व्यासंबरीष स्वशौनक विश्वदाल्भ्यान् रुक्मांगदार्जुन वसिष्ठ विभीषणादीन् पुण्यानिमान् परम भागवतान् स्मरामि नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्व पाप प्रणाशनं प्रणामो दुःख समनगा तं नमामि हरिं परं सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तनं गोविंदा गोविंदा. By the grace of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, I am blessed to continue this lecture on Bhishma Stuti. It is actually the second Stuti listed in Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is considered to be narrated after Mahabharata war was over, because obviously it was Parikshit, the grandson of Arjuna, one of the Pandavas, was the listener, was the Shrota, and Sri Sukacharya was narrating Bhagavatam. So obviously the Guru Parampara of Bhagavatam is Sriman Narayana itself, the Prathama Guru, and then Sriman Narayana elucidated it to Brahma, his son, in the form of 4 shlokas. It is called Chatushloki Bhagavatam. Brahma expounded it to Sri Narada, his son, and Narada gave it to Vyasa when Vyasa was in distress. Vyasa was in distress because he has segregated all the 4 Vedas, and then he also wrote Mahabharata. In spite of that, he was not at peace with himself. He was feeling incomplete. He could not feel his avatar, the purpose of his ascent or the descent. He could not fulfill. So at the time Narada came, and Narada suggested that he has to write a grantha about the Krishna Leelas, and it has to dwell purely upon bhakti, Krishna bhakti, because bhakti is considered to be the mother, and then jnana vairagyam, jnanam and vairagyam are considered to be the children. So in Kali, because Sri Vyasa wrote this in Dwapara Yuga, he was looking at the times which are going to come. Obviously, the Kali. Kaler doshanidehe rajan asti heko mahan gunaha kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param rajet. Sri Bhagavatam says. So Kali has all the problems. Kaler doshanidehe rajan. It is a nidhi of doshas, a treasury of dosha. Whatever you say, by body, by mind, by words, anything. It is only the problems and then bad things. Kali is supposed to instigate. Kali is a catalyst for all these things, and it is the mind goes like that. So for men to attain Bhagavan, the basic thing is the right kind of thoughts. So unless we get satsang, it is not possible to reach Bhagavan. Satsangatve nitsangatvam, nitsangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatatvam, nischalatatve jivan muktihi, vajagovindam, govindam vajam mudhamate. Bhagavan Shankara says, the beginning point is satsanga. So for a human being to attain Bhagavan in Kali Yuga, the only way is, even though Kali is so bad, Kali has got a greatest quality. It helps you to attain Krishna in the fastest way. If you have to attain Bhagavan in Krita Yuga, or the first Satya Yuga or Krita Yuga, they call it. In that Yuga, people have to do penance, dhyana, yamaniyama, asana, pranayamam, dhyanam, samadhi, the 8 steps. So, for so many thousands of years, then only they will have the salvation. That is Satya Yuga's situation. In the Treta Yuga, people have to do yagas and yajnas because Bhagavan was attained through yajnas. Even Dasarada did Putra Kameshti to have Sri Rama as his son. So, and then the third Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, it is about archanas and pujas. So, every Yuga has a Yuga Dharma to attain Bhagavan. And in Kali, because of the fact that, the mind has become so unstable, it is not only our mind, it is the circumstances, it is like that. So so many people cannot focus their mind. That is a problem. And the capability, the capacity, the required money and time and shraddha to do yagas and yajnas is missing because kings are no more. So this is the situation, changes in the society. In the third Yuga, lot of temples were built and people were doing lot of archanas and other things, pujas. And what is the situation of temples in Kali Yuga? We all know. And then for doing puja, you need milk. Now the cows are adulterated. You need proper water. Water is adulterated because rivers are adulterated. So basic things are adulterated. So without a proper dravya, puja dravya, the puja cannot be perfect. So the fact remains that, still the soul, the Jivatma wants to pray to Bhagavan. So Vyasa Bhagavan says, Yatapnoti tatapnoti kalau sankirtya keshavam. In Kali Yuga, if you have to attain Bhagavan, the simplest way is Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Nama Sankirtanam. Because whatever karma you do, even you do any puja, you do any yajna, you do anything towards Bhagavan, finally people say Krishna Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Krishna nu anusmaranam param, Rama Rama Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Rama Rama Rama. The priest says, please chant Bhagavan Nama, Rama or Krishna. Yasmaret Pundarikaksham. So the beauty is, any karma you do, you are supposed to have some lobha. Means something, a problem. Whatever you do, your mind might not have focused, or you would have uttered some mantras in a wrong way, or if the dravyas that you have brought, like flowers or the sandalwood paste or dhupa, deepa, harti, or whatever the nivedanas that we offer to Bhagavan, the offerings that we make might have something. So because of our swabhava, when we are making an offering by mistake, the person who is making could have tasted it. Swabhava, we don't know. So then it cannot be offered. Even if it is offered, there is a lobham, mantra lobham, tantra lobham, kriya lobham, ajya lobham. So lot of lobhas are there. So we need to fill it up. How to fill it up is Krishna Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna. Even you do a Shraddha Karma, the Pitru Karya for the ancestors. Then what really fills your Shraddha is Bhagavan Nama. So in Kali, the beauty is it is not only the Yuga Dharma, in other yugas also, Nama Sankirtanam was practiced as a part of yoga, as a part of puja, as a part of yajna. In Kali Yuga, Nama Sankirtanam is the only way which is shown. Dhyayan krute yajan yajnaihi tretayam dvapare rarchayanne yatapnoti tatapnoti kalau sankirtya kesavam. This is Parashara Bhagavan's shloka. Vyasa Bhagavan is taking it from Vishnu Purana. It says, the ways are in Krita Yuga Dhyana, in Treta Yuga Yaga and Yajna, in Dwapara Yuga it is Archana, Puja, and if you are born in Kali Yuga, in the human form, that itself is the greatest blessing. And by being born in a good family, which is doing Nama Sankirtana, which is doing Satsang, and the exposure to temples and Satsang, to Bhagavan Nama, Yatapnoti Tathapnoti Kalau Sankirtya Keshavam. It means it is not Nama Sankirtanam is for people who cannot do dhyana, who cannot do yajna, who cannot do puja. People can easily give the explanation like that, because I was also telling the same. In Kali Yuga, we have inadequate capabilities, inadequate resources to do all these things. But actually, Bhagavan Vyasa says, Yatapnoti Tatapnoti. You don't have to do dhyana, you don't have to do yajna, you don't have to do puja, because the Nama Sankirtanam itself will give you what is in yaga, what is the purpose of yoga, dhyanam, what is the purpose of the puja. Nama Sankirtanam will give. In Padma Purana, the rishis go one step higher and says, Yat palam nasti tapasa na yoge na samadhina tat palam labate samyak kalau keshava kirtanat. He says one step higher, what it cannot be obtained by dhyana, yat palam na asti tapasa. Even you do samadhi sthiti by Ashtanga Yoga, you won't get one ananda. You are not eligible in that. If you do puja, you can't get one thing. You can get everything, but not this thing. And that thing, what he says, tatpalam, that fruit, you get labate samyak. You get completely. Means Rama Sankirtana gives you what the other three means can provide you, which is dhyana or yaga or whatever puja can give you. Nama Sankirtanam give the fruits of those tapas, but Nama Sankirtanam can give something better, which is otherwise not obtained there, which is the Krishna Bhakti, instant Krishna Bhakti. Because if you do dhyana, you have to do for long years. And then if you have to go yama, niyama, asana, pranaya, you have to go step by step. Somewhere you stop, then you have to start from where you stop. Yaga and yajna, if there is any problem, if somebody does yaga wrong, he is likely to become a Brahmarakshas. If in a yaga, if somebody says the mantras wrongly, then he can become a Brahmarakshas. That Brahmin can become a Brahmarakshas. In puja, if there is any lobha, then the puja is not complete. Because whatever purpose for which you are doing, you won't get it fully. So Nama Sankirtanam not only plucks the holes which we have created in the other karma, but also it itself give you the bhakti towards Krishna. So that is, and then Nama Sankirtana gives the immediate result. Because if somebody is eating, what happens is, the moment the food goes to the tongue, you have the taste. The moment it goes to the stomach, it fills the stomach. So the hunger is gone. And after that, it mixes with the blood and then gives you energy. These three things are happening at the same time. Like that, when you say Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. This moment, the moment you chant Bhagavan Nama, it gives you the taste. And then it suppresses the hunger, which is our samsara pasi, the hunger of our samsara. I need this, I need that. The moment you sit and chant Bhagavan Nama, your mind is cleansed of evil thoughts. And then the Bhagavan Nama goes inside and clears the cosmic. Not only the cosmic, it clears your mind, so that it prevents you from committing wrong karmas in future. So like one action, three results at the same time. So Nama Sankirtanam is, that is why Bhishma, before leaving, he submitted Vishnu Sahasranama to the holy feet of Bhagavan Vasudeva. Viswam Vishnur Vashatkaraha Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu. Those people who cannot chant all the 1,000 names with the right pronunciation and memory and other things, don't worry. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane. So this is the secret, Nama Sankirtanam. This is the path of Bhishma. So Bhishma Pitamaha is praying to Bhagavan. He says in his prayer, Itimati Rupa Kalpita Vitrishna Bhagavati Satvada Pungave Vibhumni Swasukam Upagate Kvachit Vihartum Prakriti Mupeyushi Yad Bhava Pravagaha Itimati Rupa Kalpita Vitrishna. Bhishma says, I have made my mind so clean, devoid of any kama and krodha or moha or kama, nothing. So it is a clean slate because of your dhyana and the bhakti towards your lotus feet, and Krishna is accepting it. Tribhuvana Kamanam Tamala Varnam Ravikara Gaurava Rambaram Dadane Vapura Lakakula Vrutananabjam Vijaya Sake Ratirastu Mena Vadya. Oh Krishna, your beautiful form. So if I have to do a dhyana, if I have to do a japa, then my mind has to focus. But if I am always listening to your great glories, your leelas, my mind is always dwelling in your charitra. By dwelling in your charitra, by thinking about you, your form is automatically encrypted in my mind. So it is not because of my efforts, it is because of your grace. So dhyana has two ways. One is dhyana by practice, the other is dhyana by natural inclination. The mother is in thinking of the child, or the child is in thinking of the mother, not by practice, by love. That is why he says, Vijaya Sake Ratirastu Mena Vadya. Ratirastu, let my love grow every day. Pravardhatam. Yuditu Raga Rajo Vidhumra Vishwat Kachalulita Sramavarya Lankritasye Mama Nishita Saraihi Vividhyamanatvachi Vilat Vilasat Kavachestu Krishna Atma. Bhishma is pondering about the Yuddha in which Bhishma was hitting Krishna and Krishna's beautiful form. So he was thinking about, I broke your kavacha. Your armor was broken by your shield was broken by my arrows, and your wonderful body, Divyamangala Sharira, was visible to me. Let that be always in my mind. It's Karma Yoga. Because Bhishma was focusing, even if Krishna, he was fighting, he was doing justice to his warriorship. sabati sakivacho nisamya madhye nijaparayor ratam nivesye stitavati parasainikayurakshna hrudavati partha sake ratirumamastu. Ye Vijaya sake, ye Partha sake, ye Partha sarate. How you drove, how you managed to maneuver the chariot of Arjuna. And then you put the chariot in a vantage point common to both parties, Kauravas and Pandavas. And then, because you are carrying all the ropes in your hands, and then you are carrying the stick for the horses, for controlling the horses in your other hand, you used your eyes to show each of the Kauravas in front. Your eyes pointed me. Hey, there is Bhishma, there is Drona, there is Karna. Like that, your eyes fell on us like an arrow, sharp arrow. And because of your eyes falling on us, we lost our lives. Stitavati parasainikayur akshna hrutavati. Ayuhu akshna hrutavati. Our lives were taken away by your mere glances. So that moment where you stationed the chariot in a vantage point and your eyes were flashing on us, I wanted that picture always should be in my mind. This is his dhyana. Vyavahita prutana mukham nirikshya swajanavadat vimukasya dosha buddhya kumatim agarat atma vidyaya yaga charanarati paramasya tasya mestu. Vyavahita prutana mukham nirikshya. And Bhagavan, how Bhagavan became Jagadguru, Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Bhagavan, how Bhagavan taught Bhagavad Gita, Kumatim Aharat Atma Vidyaya Yaha. Arjuna was in such a situation that even if the wealth of the three worlds were given to Arjuna, Arjuna was not prepared to fight. I don't want to fight. Let Dhritarashtra kill me. I don't mind. That was his situation. Because Bhagavan showed them, you see the Kurus, the Kauravas, but Arjuna saw them as the brothers and brother-in-laws and uncles, all the father-in-laws. Tatrapasya sthitan parthaha pitrunu atapitamahan acharyan matulan bhratrun putranu sakimstata. So it was Arjuna's perception. It was not Krishna's perception. Because Arjuna is a Jivatma. He looks through the prism of Maya. Because of his Sattva Guna, and then his mind is so illusioned that the most unfavorable people on the earth, Arjuna was able to see them as their friends and relatives. So Bhagavan took it as an opportunity to bring Arjuna some clarity. Unless your mind is clear, if the mind is subject to shoka and moha, then it cannot do its duty. Duty is what is the dharmic way, which is laid in the Vedas. So Bhagavan says, you are a warrior. You have to fight for dharma. Dharmyarthi yuddhachreyom yadu kshatriyasya na vidyate. So Bhagavan started helping Arjuna with the Atma Yoga. Sharira is perishable and Atma is permanent. So if somebody is born, then the person has to die. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuh dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmat apariharete natvam shochitu vargasi. Arjuna, you fight. Yuddhaya kritanishchaya. You please fight. Hatova prapsyasi swargam. If you are down by an arrow of Karna, then you go to Veera Swarga. Idrichayacha upapannam swargadvaram apavritam sukinaha kshatriyah partha labande yuddham idrisam. You can, in both ways, you are gained, Arjuna. You are here, nothing to lose, Arjuna. If you die, you go to Veera Swarga. You go to great heaven. And if you win, you will rule the three worlds. What is your problem? After all, you are fighting for dharma. Do your duty. Stand up. Uttishta tasmat uttishta kaunteya. A Kunti Putra, please stand up. Don't be like this. Don't run away from your duty because you are a born warrior. But Arjuna says, please leave me. Vaikshama piha loke. I will go and beg somewhere. I don't want to leave this land. Then Krishna laughed at him. What? You are going to beg? How can you do? You will say today that you are going to beg, and you will be on the streets, and you will find somebody doing mischief to a woman. Immediately you will take the sword and fight with it. That is because that is your blood. Because dharmyarthi uddhachireyonyat kshatriyasya vidyate. A kshatriya has to fight for dharma. In the process, he loses his body, his life. It is shreyas for him. But if that person runs away from his responsibility, then that is called naraka. Bhagavan clarifies. And your body is created as a welfare of the society. The protection of the society is your duty. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam. Kumatim aharatu. So Arjuna's kumati, his bad understanding, his improper understanding was corrected by Bhagavan by talking about the Karma Yoga. And then Bhagavan talked about Dhyana Yoga. So unless you have Dhyana of Krishna, the Paramatma, then your mind will not be rest in the dharmic way. So this is a beautiful thing. So dhyana is by practice, dhyana is by creating the love, by improving your love. If you love somebody, there is no need for you to do dhyana. Then dhyana becomes a part of your love. If you do dhyana, then you are likely to get focused, because what you love, what you like can distract you. That is the difference between, that is the story of Jadavrata in Srimad Bhagavatam. Jadavrata was doing dhyana, yama niyama, asana pranayama, pratyagaram, dharane, dhyanam. And he has to attain samadhi. That time he developed a love and attachment towards a deer. A deer, small deer came to his ashram. And then the whole attachment towards Krishna, his customs got perished. And then next time he was born as a deer. So this is very, very, Bhagavan talks about this. Yoga brashto vijhayate. He becomes a yoga brashta because he has breached from his yoga marga. On the same time, if somebody is having love towards Krishna, if he is telling Krishna, 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 Bhagavatam says, when Putana came to give poison to Krishna, Putana poisoned her breasts, and then she came as he is hiding himself as a mother of Krishna. So he was only acting as a mother, but still Krishna loved her motherhood and gave her moksha. So this Bhakti Marga is Chakani Raja Margamu, a path which would never fail. Because nowadays, lot of systems, we call it as fail-proof. Suppose if there is an electrical plug is there, children cannot put their fingers, or you cannot connect it wrongly. People say with confidence like that, this method of bhakti, by developing love towards Krishna, is a method where you cannot do mistake. You cannot do mistake. You cannot do. If you act as a mother also, Krishna will make you a mother. It is, this path is because of, not because of your efforts, by the grace of Krishna. So he says Kumatim Aharati. Then Bhagavan graduates to the level of Jnana Yoga. So Karma Yoga is talking about whatever you are doing in your life, even if you fight, you offer it as an offering to Krishna. What is Bhakti Yoga? Is Bhakti Yoga, great saints have two opinions. What is narrated in Srimad Bhagavad Gita is Bhakti Yoga, which is actually the path of Dhyana Yoga. Dhyana Yoga, Bhagavan says, Aneka Janma Samsiddhaha, Bahunam Janma Namante. There are certain indications in Bhagavad Gita that if somebody is doing the Dhyana Marga, then it actually takes few births, more than one birth, to attain Bhagavan. But If you are doing love towards Krishna, then what happens? Tesham aham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami nachirat partha. So I, nachirat, as soon as possible, I take them from, I lift them. I am the uplifter. I hold their hands. So there is what is called bhakti yoga, and then the other thing is called bhakti prapatti. Bhakti prapatti, a prapanna surrenders to Bhagavan and he fights Maya with the help of Krishna. A bhakti yogi who does yoga abhyasam fights Maya, try to overcome Maya by his efforts. If you do something with your effort, there is always a possibility that you fall flat because of your kama and krodha and moha. Whereas if you accept that you cannot fight, this clue is given by Bhagavan. Devi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva ye Prabatyante Mayam Yetam Tarantite. If you want to do Taranti, if you want to cross Maya, then you do Prapatti to me. You surrender to me. That is what Bhagavad-Acharya says. Bhagavad Gita Kinjita Dita Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita Sakrutapiyena Murari Samarcha Priyate Tasya Yamena Nacha Bhajagovindam. Very beautiful verse. Shankara Bhagavan very clearly says, you will not meet Yamadharmaraja. You will go to Vishnu Loka. Vishnu Lokam Sagachati. So Bhagavan Kumatim Aharatu. So Bhakti Yoga is developing love towards Krishna. That is why Bhagavan in the 6th chapter end in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvesha Yoginam api Sarvesham Madhyatena Antaratmana. You may be a Bhakti Yogi, Arjuna, but your mind has to be having lot of love towards me. Ayavesya Manaha Partha. The mind has to be focused towards me, not about worldly things. All your tapas, all your efforts is to focus your mind to my holy feet and to develop your love towards me. Bhaktyamam avijanati yavan ischasmi tattvataha tatvamam tattvato jnatva visate tadhanantaram. Then in Jnana Yoga, then you inherit an ability to see Vasudeva in everything. Vasanad Vasudevasya Vasidam Bhuvanatrayam Sarvabhuta Nivasosi Vasudeva Namostute Iswara Sarvabhutanam Hruddeshe Arjuna Tishtati Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantra Rudhani Mayaya Tameva Sharanam Gacha Sarvabhavena Bharata. This is Jnana Yoga. There is nothing other than Vasudeva. The state Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shunichaiva Swapakecha Panditaha Samadarishna. So the Nama Sankirtanam that we do, it initiates you, it puts you through the Karma Yoga, and then it puts you to the Bhakti Yoga, which is developing the love towards Krishna, and the love would go to a level that, if you start loving, when the mother is in so much love with the son, whenever he is standing in front of the school, whichever children running out of the school looks like her son. That is because of her love. He could see her son in each and every child. That is how the great saints like Swami Sai Baba or Shirdi Baba or any great man or Ramana Bhagavan, they could see each and every soul is potentially divine. Swami Vivekananda says. That is why when we go to them, we are all just attracted like that. We are like a very huge magnet. There is an uncontrolled attraction from them because of this love, because of this unconditional love that they give to the world, and they don't expect anything from you. That state, that is the Jnana Marga. That is the highest path. But here, Bhishma says, if you do Vishnu Sahasranamam, if you chant Ramanamam, you will be held. Your hands will be held by Krishna through this path. You are not traversing this path yourself. Krishna will take you. He comes down as your guru, and then he takes you to the ultimate, and then he goes and sits as Krishna. Then you realize it was the Krishna himself who came as guru. Kumati Maharat Atma Vidyaya. This is the Atma Vidya. Atma Vidya means to know about oneself. So Bhishma is praying, you are kind enough to be the guru, for Arjuna. So you are not only Bhagavan, you are also the guru. Kumatim agarat, by which way? How did you remove this wrong understanding, wrong perception? Atma Vidyaya. That is the biggest bomb that you can have against any darkness. Jnana, Atma Vidyaya. Because of the Atma Vidya. Atma Vidya is nothing but Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Vidya. Ambatvam anusandadami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshini. Partaya pradibhotitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam. Vyasena gratitam Purana Munina. Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrita Varshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayini Ambatvam Anusantadami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshini. The Holy Mother Bhagavad Gita is there. We need not think that, I don't have mother, I don't have father. Bhagavad Gita is our mother. Anybody can go and sleep on the lap of Bhagavad Gita mother happily and get clarity. All the great saints, be it Shankara, be it Sri Ramanuja, be it Madhvacharya, be it Vallabhacharya, be it Krishna Chaitanya, any great man, up to Mahatma Gandhi, Swami Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Sai Ram, any Mahatma, Shirdi Baba, all men, all great men, all great saints who came down on earth because of their unconditional love to uplift mankind. Whenever they had some thing about, to some having not clear things, or when they are down by the Maya, they go and sleep on the lap of Mother Bhagavad Gita and gets themselves clarified. And then again they come back. Gandhiji says, you doom the three worlds, I don't mind. You put me in a boat in Pralaya, no problem. Just give me the book of Bhagavad Gita. With the knowledge of Gita, I would be good enough, capable enough to recreate the entire universe. That is the greatness of Bhagavad Gita. Artaya pradiboditam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam. So any great man who are born in this land, or any land in the world, anywhere in the world, cannot avoid Bhagavad Gita. Kumatim aharatu Atma Vidyaya. And the situation in which Bhagavad Gita was given, Bhishma himself says it is a battlefield. And the two people who are discussing Bhagavad Gita, the one who is giving the jnana, the other one who is receiving the jnana. The one who is giving is Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. He is the biggest Kudumbi in the world. He has 16,000 wives. A great family. Vasudeva Kudumbam. Bhagavan Shri Krishna Vasudeva. And Arjuna is also a family man with many wives, children. And then he is fighting for his wealth and his family pride. And to redeem the pride of his wife, Draupadi. There are many challenges. And then the place is not some kind of a forest or something where rishis are sitting and listening to some narration of some shastras. No, Bhagavad Gita. Iti Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvadhe. So Krishna and Arjuna were speaking, and it is Yoga Shastre. And then Upanishatsu, it is the Upanishad. So Bhagavan says all the Upanishads are brought like cows. Dogdha Gopalanandana. So Gopalanandana, Krishna, was milking all the cows, the Upanishad cows, and the Sara and the essence of Upanishads were given first to Arjuna. Partho Vatsaha Sudhihi Bhoktaha Dugdam Gita Vritam Mahati. That is, how many sessions, how many hours if we have to dwell upon Gita? Gita is the summit of knowledge. At any point of time, for a soul to clear and then to stand up and then face the life. And then whenever you have any confusion, please listen to Bhagavad Gita. Please read a few slokas from Bhagavad Gita. And I am sure Bhagavan is there to guide you. Kumatim Aharatu Atma Vidyaya Charanaratihi. Because he is Bhagavan, not Bhagavan, he is Guru. The moment he is Guru, then yes, Charanaratihi. In the previous shlokas, Bhishma was telling about Ratirastume Anavadya. Let your Rupa, let my love towards your Rupa and Gunas grow. But in this shloka, he says, your Charanaratihi, my love towards your holy feet, it will grow. Because you are Kumatim Aharat Atma Vidyaya. Atma Vidya. What is in Krishna Avatar? Everything is Adbhutam. Everything is unparalleled. What we narrate and what we leave, what to say and what not to say. Tam Adbhutam Balakam. Right from the moment Krishna Avatara. Tam Adbhutam Balakam. Tam Adbhutam Bal. Putana Moksham Adbhutam. Trinavarta Moksham Adbhutam. And then Shakatasura Bhanchanam Adbhutam. Kaliyanartanam Adbhutam. Damodara Leela Adbhutam. Anything. Brahmamohanam Adbhutam. Govinda Govardhana Giri Uddharanam Adbhutam. Rasakrida Varnanam Adbhutam. Adbhutam, Adbhutam, Adbhutam. Kamsavadham Adbhutam. Adupala creation of Dwaraka Adbhutam. Everything is Adbhutam. And in a war where 18 Akshaudi army, battalion, 18 battalion people are, 18 crores, you consider so many people have come for war. And in that war, Kurukshetra war, and Arjuna was totally down, and Bhagavan was able to give him the distilled knowledge, the knowledge of the highest form. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Kumati Magarat Atma Vidyaya Charanaradihi Paramasya Tasya Mestu. Paramasya, there is nobody above Krishna. Nattas Samostya Bihadika Kutonya Pitasi Lokasya Characharasya Tomasya Pujasya Guruhu Gariyan. There is nobody is equal to Krishna. Then where is the question of somebody is above Krishna? So let Krishna, your holy feet, always be in my heart and guide me. Guror Angri Padme Manaschena Lagnam Tatakim 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 Tatakim. Acharya Bhagavad says in Guru Ashtakam, if you are a devotee of Sai Ram, if you cannot contemplate upon the holy feet of Sai Ram for a few minutes in your heart, why this beautiful body is given to you? Why your wife and children are given to you? Why this wealth and job and house and everything is given to you? What is the purpose? Why Bhagavan has made you comfortable? Shariram Surupam Tatava Kalatram Yashascharu Chitram Dhanam Merutulyam Manaschen Alagnam Guror Angri Padme Tatakim 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 Tatakim. Adi Shankara says in Guru Ashtakam. Tatakim Tatakim. For what? For what? For what? For what? For what this body is given? Why your wife and children are given? Why you have got so much fame and wealth? Why this wealth is given? Please think about it. Manaschen Alagnam Guror Angri Padme. If you can't contemplate upon the holy feet of Bhagavan in your mind for a few minutes, then this human life is useless. Tinsel. Just throw it. There's no use. And if you can get a momentary thought of your Guru's holy feet, then your life is fulfilled. Kritakrityascha Bharat. You have become a Kritakritya. Kritakrityaha. Kritakrityaha means you have achieved what for you are born. That is what he says. Kumati Maharati Atma Vidyaya Charanaratihi Tasya Paramasya Mestu Swanigamam Apagaya Matpradignam Rutamadhikartum Avaplutoratastaha Dhritarata Charano Bhyaja Chaladguhu Haridivahantumibam Gadottariyaka. Next one is these shlokas are not mere words. These are the experiences of Bhishma himself. And if we can transport ourselves for a few minutes to make the stage in our mind as the Kurukshetra, battlefield. On one side, Bhagavan Shri Krishna, other side, Bhishma. And then the transactions between them, if you are able to enact or, put in our mind, then this body is having its purpose. The 10 months that our respective mothers were, taken so much pain and then labor pain for carrying us, their life is fully becoming purposeful. I declare it, no doubt. Wherever our mothers may be there, in whichever world they are there, in whichever form, they are happy. This is a beautiful thing. Swanigamam apahaye mat pradignyam rutam adhikarthum avaplutoratastaha rutarata charano bhyajachalat guhu haririva antumibham gadottariyaha. He narrates another incident. After the Kurukshetra war was open, after Mahabharata was on the 10th day, Bhishma died. Bhishma fell down. And then Drona became the commander-in-chief from the 11th day. First 10 days Yuddha was Bhishma's Yuddha. So after Bhishma was down, Dhritarashtra became worried. And then he asked Sanjaya, please let me know what is happening. Sanjaya was Vyasa's Shishya. So Vyasa blessed him to see the Kurukshetra from Hastinapura. Here, the dialogue is between two beautiful men of life. The one person who cannot see who is sitting next to him is Andaha. He is not having the normal eyesight. The other man can see thousands of kilometers away. That is the beauty of grace. Means what? There are two types of drishtis. One is you are totally down with your love and affection, your family and other things, and then you forget the path of dharma. The other thing is you surrender yourself to the holy feet and everything becomes visible to you, even if it is not in your front. This is the difference between a man who is fully immersed in his family life and then forgets the dharmic way. The other thing is the man who is fully immersed in the lotus feet of Guru, that is Dhananjaya, that is Sanjaya. Then Sanjaya started narrating. Then Dhritarashtra is asking, Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveta, Yutsavaha, Mamakaha, Pandavaschaiva, Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. What they are doing after, how did it all start? Then Sanjaya goes to the first day when Arjuna refused to fight, and then Bhagavan started narrating the Bhagavad Gita, and after Bhagavad Gita, and then Arjuna started fighting. That is how this is arranged in Mahabharata. So after the war was started, after 3-4 days, Pandava's side was becoming stronger. In fact, the Kauravas were having 11 Akshauhini Sena. One Akshauhini may consider, 1 crore people, for example. But actually it is different. So many counts of the chariots, so many counts of horses, so many counts of elephants, so many counts of artillery. Like that, an Akshauhini has a combination of such things. So like that, 11 Akshauhinis for Kauravas, and then 7 Akshauhinis for Pandavas. The size-wise, Pandava is lesser, and Duryodhana side is much stronger. In Duryodhana side, they have Bhishma and Drona and Karna, Kripacharya, everybody is standing there only. But here, still, Duryodhana is not feeling complete. He is feeling jealous. Because of the simple reason, whenever Duryodhana is looking on the other side, he could see Bhagavan Vasudeva. Krishnam Purnam Brahmam Sanatanam, the Purna Vastu, the complete Vastu. Krishna is sitting there. Yatak Krishnaha Tato Jayaha. Where Krishna is there, there is victory. It's Vyasa's own words. So every day Arjuna was winning and Bhishma was fighting like anything. But Duryodhana was scolding Bhishma. See, you are common to both. Your love and affection towards Pandavas is stopping you from killing them. That is why you are just playing for the purpose of playing. Otherwise, you are a man of stature who has fought with Parasurama and won him. And why you cannot finish this war? What has happened to you? Have you become old? Or are you partial? You eat food from me, and then you are trying to support Pandavas. Like that, he was using all bad language and scolding Bhishma Pitamaha. But actually, Bhishma says, actually, I am fighting the most. Duryodhana, you are not understanding because you are on the negative side. 6 days withholding against Krishna and Arjuna itself is the biggest thing that I have created, but you are not understanding it. That you will understand only when I die. He says, Duryodhana is not accepting. Then, in a fit of rage, because he's the biggest Kshatriya available, he cannot accept the insult, Bhishma. Then he roared like a lion. If you think like that, then if tomorrow the battle does not stop in between for any reason, if the battle is uninterrupted, then by the evening, when the sun sets, I would have finished Pandavas. I would have finished Pandavas. Like that, he made a pratigna. So immediately what happens is, people ran to Krishna and Draupadi started crying. Then Krishna did not see any other method other than this. So he took Draupadi silently to the war front where Bhishma was staying. Bhishma, being a Purna Brahmachari, he did not see women, especially in wartime. They are not supposed to do. So he turned back the moment he heard a lady's voice. And then the vibrations and the sounds of her kulusu and other things, whatever she is wearing is jewels. So she fell down at his feet from the backside for 5 times and he said, Mangalani Bhavan, Dirghas Mangala Bhava. Like that, he blessed. He keeps on blessing. Then she keeps on giving namaskaras. So suddenly Bhishma says, it is Bhishma who says, why you are repeatedly doing namaskara? If I say once, it is equal to 100 times. Go away. I have already blessed you. Like that, when Bhishma says, then Draupadi says, oh my grandfather, so great of you. The moment Bhishma heard Draupadi's voice, he turned back and he saw Draupadi and he realized that he has blessed Draupadi Dirgha Sumangala Bhava for 5 times. It means that her husbands are going to be alive forever. Then his love towards Draupadi was visible, and then he controlled his emotions. Then he asked her, how did you come? And she says, no, I wanted to have your darshan. I came because it is so many years, 13, 14 years, I have not seen you, Tata. So I have come. Then Bhishma became very angry. Bhishma thought, see, 3 hours back I told in the court that, tomorrow I will kill Pandavas. If somebody has purposefully brought you from the back and made you to do namaskar to me, and from my own words, that they've taken the blessing, means that somebody like Bhishma or this Vasudeva Krishna might have only done this mischief. Who is that fellow who brought you? You tell me. Then that time, Sri Krishna was hiding himself. Even though he could hide himself with his pitambara, his mail pili was visible. So immediately Bhishma ran and held Krishna by his hand. Hey Krishna, is it your job that you have done like this? Then Krishna told, no. Your granddaughter, your grandson's wife wanted to have your blessing. I brought, that's all. Then Bhishma says, see, by a mischievous way, you made me to eat my own words. So tomorrow, what I will do is, you have made an oath in this war that you will not touch weapons. You will just drive chariot without weapons, because you are common to both parties. But you wanted to be with Pandavas. Now tomorrow, I will see you as a Chakrapani. I will see you as Chakrapani. I will ensure that you take your astra. Like that, Bhishma also gave an oath. That is the oath of Bhima, that I will make you to break your vow. To whom he is telling? He is telling to the Parabrahman Sri Vasudeva. He has the guts. And then Krishna says, if you does like that, then what I will do is, tomorrow wherever Shikandi is, I will bring Shikandi and then I will make him stand in front of you. Then you cannot fight. You have already taken the oath. If the war is uninterrupted, battle is uninterrupted, then I will interrupt the battle by bringing Shikandi. Shikandi was born as a girl and converted himself into a man. So to such a person, Bhishma does not fight. So this is where it stands. So I stop here because my time is up. Next week, we continue what happens, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Bhishma, Swanigamam apahaya mat pradignyam rutam adhikartum avapluto ratastaha drita rata charanobhyaya chaladduhu haririva hantumibam dadottariyaha. With that sloka, I stop today. Next week, we continue. Gopika Jeevana Smaranam Govinda Govinda Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna